Hi everybody, we're back for Thread Thursday. We're doing Satin Stitch. Now Cathy has done two little crescents and then done a split back stitch all around, so that's just what I'm doing right now. Okay, so they're done, and so apparently Satin Stitch is done on an angle, so we're going to come in over here. Now I didn't know that, I just assumed Satin Stitch was a particular stitch that looked a particular way, and that's how it goes, but on an angle. So what Cathy was doing was just working the way towards the small end. Pull that a bit tighter. It's got a little, you can see there's a little buckle in that there. Turn it round a bit. I've got enough flex in this that I can actually just couch it there on the spot. Okay, that's Satin Stitch, my version of it anyway. Now what I need to do is keep up with this. Now Jacobean couching is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here use satin. Oh, do one up this way. Satin Stitch. Alright, we're doing padded Satin Stitch, and done a back stitch clover. Now I'm noticing that Cathy's are closed, so maybe I've messed that up. But anyway, let's just wing it. So she was going inside the clover leaf and not on an angle this time. So I think I'm going to do Satin Stitch all the way up and down, all the way through here, because I believe padded means that then we're going to do it the opposite way over the top, so there's two layers. Right, I've got to the end and I feel that it kind of looks a little bit like a cactus, but also that the little stem is not as good as it could be. So I think what I might do is just redo that stem in the dark colour again. The other thing I notice is that I haven't joined all of the clover leaves to the one point, which I notice Cathy has, which is probably why it looks a little bit like a cactus. But I think I'll just, maybe I'll just stitch over the top of this in a satin stitch. It will make the stem a padded satin stitch. But it'll be a bit darker. I also think maybe I could just go back and get that one. Like I could do a stem stitch or something up in the middle, over the top perhaps. Either way, what I'm actually doing right now by going the opposite way is by doing the padded satin stitch. So there you go. It all works out in the end. Okay, what I did was I just bought a back stitch through here and through here to separate. So now what it looks like to me is two leaves with a flower bud in the middle rather than a clover. And I notice that Cathy went this way on that one and that way on that one. So as we're doing opposites, it would have probably been better if I'd have gone this way so that it was opposite on the top of that. However, this is all about learning and that's okay. So we're still going to be going inside the split back stitch and satin stitching over the top. And it already feels quite padded, so with this second layer I can imagine it will be quite padded. And it's quite effective actually, and I could imagine it might be effective if you didn't put them really close together, but you used two different colours, so you did see a bit of the other one coming through. I'm a bit tempted to do that on this middle one with a purple or something and just see what happens if it looks a bit more like a flower than the clover it's supposed to be. I do quite like it. There we go. wish I'd have started the other way on it, but I've done some yellow, and I like it that it's now looking a little bit more like a flower rather than clover. I would have liked to have started the opposite way, this way at the bottom with one over the top, but that's just the way it goes. That's how it is. Okay, so improvisational. Started as a clover, ended up as a flower. There you go. Nothing like a bit of creativity. Now, I was just wondering whether I'm doing another one today or not. Maybe not. I enjoy learning a new stitch, but I don't seem to be inspired to do a lot in one go. I don't know. Maybe I like to let it sink in. The next stitch is Spiderweb Stitch. Now that's one of my favourites, so maybe I will do one. Just thinking what else I've got to do. I haven't done any update on the large piece I'm doing. Actually, that's what I'll do a little bit of. I'll be back in. Alright, now I remember. So I was making these on lap, and I got the little flower with the beads, and I went around in stem stitch actually all the way around, and then I put on some buttons. So they're done. Got some of the material out that was used for the previous letters. So this is where I'm up to, this last one. But first, I got this in the mail off Facebook Marketplace, and fuchsias, so silk ribbon embroidery. So I was interested about that because I got I got this gorgeous hand-dyed silk ribbon from a silk place in Australia, and it's kind of variegated. So the pinky colour one goes right through from a very hot pink through to orangey kind of pinks, and it actually has a little bit of goes then into a blue, a nice blue, and I've also got a pale lemon through to a dark lemon variegated one. Anyway, they're quite long, so I was thinking it might be fun to do a little bit of silk ribbon. I haven't tried it, but just have a look through. There's quite a few of these books I noticed on eBay, so you can pick one up. So there's quite a bit of different fuchsias. So feather stitch, French knot, straight stitch, ribbon stitch, couching ribbon. Okay, so not any stitches that seem too hard for me to either do or pick up as a complete novice. But I love fuchsias, so I think this would be something nice to do. It's quite lovely, isn't it? I love the little petals just sitting there. I think if I'm going to do it, I probably need some green. There you go. She's got fuchsias on her dress. There you go. So this is Marilyn Hazelwood. Yeah, I love that. I think it's gorgeous. So I'd love to have a go at that. Now, don't know what that was off, but I'm thinking it's looking like it might be fun on here. Put that aside. Now, I think we need... So I think that was ended up, that's on the red. I think that ended up a little bit dark. It's a little bit hard to see. So maybe we'll put that aside. That's that one from there. This is from the first one, and that's the second one. Okay, so these three. So we've only got 3 letters, so I guess we are doing 3 of these. Now that's the darker colour thread, so I might break it up by putting this one here. Now these are very fiddly. Fiddly to cut out. Bit of pink, maybe break that one up, try and get a bit of pink in that bit there. Hopefully I'm on camera. So they are very fiddly because they're tiny little letters. You have to sort of guesstimate it and then cut it down. So I'll show you how I've been doing those. Pin. Right. Right. So they are tiny and a bit fiddly. Now when I did this, I was using this colour. I had the unfortunate mistake where I'd done the tea already and then realised I had not a single bit of that colour blue left and had to find one as close as possible, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't show too much. And what I've done for this one is just a little straight stitch. I've just tacked it on really. This one I did a blanket stitch, but it's very heavy. And what did I do on this? Yeah, just a little tacking sort of tack stitch. But I might use a bit of yellow thread on that because that's what I've got on my needle. And there's yellow on the flowers, so it's okay. It won't matter so much. I mean, if there's a point where the letter is really hard to decipher, then I might think about outlining them a little bit better or something like that. I did actually deliberately use a not obvious standard font. I wanted a bit more interest. Down a bit more. It's fraying a little bit. So I find that there's a degree of editing as you go with this. Just take a little snip a bit off if it doesn't go down quite well. Oh, which one was I using? That one. Yep. So yes, I like it, but it is fiddly. Put that there so I remember there's a pin in there. Get this out the way. Okay. Now the thing about the E was I was just doing what did I do? A split back stitch for all the E's that just have the little line. So I only really need the triangle. So that's what I mean about it being a bit fiddly. Luckily this material, the print is on only one side. Alright, I think that's fine. Just get the top of it. So I don't think there's a big enough gap there. All right. Definitely a little bit frayy, this. Just this one. I didn't have any trouble before. Or maybe I did. Maybe I didn't notice it. There's a bit of fray there. Alright, so I'm thinking that maybe I might need to double this up actually, because it's not as, let's see, I'll get it through here, get the end through. It's not really, it may not show up enough, this yellow. Split back stitch. That's better thicker for sure. It's a bit more, shows up a bit more. In fact, I might actually go all the way around. To do that. Right. Cast it off. And because I was just doubled it, I'll use 4. Let's see if I can get it through this needle. was I? So this will give a bit of definition to that letter. All right, I like that yellow. I'm tempted to just do a bit more of the yellow on this and not do more material, but I think that will be cheating. That'd be taking the easy way. Let's not take the easy way. Let's keep what we're doing. Now the question is, does it look like an E? Because that's the most important thing. That looks a bit wonky, doesn't it? Where is this needle? Don't know how that managed to go off kilter, but let's fill it in. All right. Yeah, I think there's only yeah, I only used two strands going around on that one. I don't know why that one had to be thicker, but however, honestly, it's creative. It doesn't really matter, does it? So there is that. So that's inspired me to do a little bit more of that tonight while I watch whatever it is I'm watching. Batwoman, that's what I'm watching at the moment. Getting my geek on. So yes, anyone interested? Batwoman was Ruby Rose, and then she disappeared at the end of season 1, and they have a new Batwoman for season 2, and then apparently it was cancelled. But I had to watch it because it's part of there was a whole cross-platform thing, so I had to watch it to keep up with what was going on. Yep, don't mind me, just a bit of a nerdy geek. Okay, I think that's it for Thread Thursday, and I will work on those and come back next week and see where we get to. I think I think I'd like to, with this, start to look at what it's going on. Like, it's quite, you can see, it's quite long. So the piece is obviously going to be at least that wide, but for this to be part of the bottom of it, I think it has to be fairly high. So it's going to be, you know, maybe a tablecloth size. It won't be a tablecloth, of course. Right, love it. You are the only exception. The only exception is you. There you go. 10 points for the person who can say what song that's... Who is the artist that does that song? 10 points. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you soon, Saturday. Bye for now.